Am I the a-hole for leaving dinner to get my son McDonald's, even though food was served? A friend of my wife's invited my family, my wife, 29F, our son, 5M, and I, 26M, over for dinner with him, 30M, and his daughter, 5F. As long as we've known him, this friend has kept to a very strict diet, which has almost always led to us eating over at his place, but he is an excellent cook, so I've never minded. We have not, however, seen him since both of our children were infants. For dinner, we were served salmon with quinoa and arugula. My son is very mild for a 5-year-old. He throws tantrums very rarely and is the opposite of a picky eater, but I could tell from how he was acting that he was not vibing with this meal. He was picking at his plate, shuffling food, and while he did try the salmon, he didn't seem to like it. I asked him if he was happy with his dinner and he said no, he wasn't. I basically said, haha, kids, right, and asked if there was anything else for my son to eat. My wife's friend said that his daughter just eats whatever he makes, so he doesn't keep kid food around the house. My wife said it was fine, our son would be fine. While he is a mild kid, he definitely gets hangry, and this was the beginning of our night, so we anticipated being there for an additional hour or two. I said that our son needed to eat so he'd have energy to play and apologized, saying I'd be gone for just a few minutes, picking something up for our kid. My wife's friend seemed irked, but said he'd try and keep my plate warm. I was gone for about 30 minutes, came back with a happy meal, ordered extra fries in case his daughter wanted any, which she was not allowed to have. By the time I was back, dinner was winding down. My son ate his meal, we had dessert, and he went off to play with his friend. It was definitely a hiccup in the night, but things went fine. We had a good time, but my wife was definitely cold with me. When we got home, 3 hours after dinner, she told me that I was an ass at dinner for no reason. I pointed out that if I hadn't gotten our son dinner, he would have been a monster the entire way home, to which she replied that we would have left earlier. I said I was just looking to solve the problem as it happened, and that if her friend had been more accommodating, we wouldn't have been in the situation in the first place. She got offended on his behalf, and we decided to just go to bed because we clearly were not getting anywhere. It's been 2 days since, things are still stilted between us, and I'm not sure where I went wrong. Am I the a-hole for leaving dinner to get my son food, even though dinner was served?
You're the a-hole. That was really rude, especially because they had a kid and you brought an obvious treat food into the house. If your kid is picky, bring granola bars along with you or something, and if you fail to do so, just handle it as it comes the way your wife suggested. If your kid was going to be a monster, you could have left early and stopped at McDonald's on the way home. And your kid wasn't even complaining, and there was dessert coming. You way overreacted.
Yep, he overreacted. It was so rude to leave in the middle of the meal. What is OP teaching his son? Don't like your meal? No problem, Dad will get you McDonald's right away. OP, don't expect an invite back.
The kid wasn't rude. But OP was rude. This was a decent learning opportunity that he whiffed. In the same situation, I would have encouraged my kid to eat at least a bit and given him a snack once we got home. I would have told my kid that sometimes we don't love the food at someone else's home, but we should try it, and I would let them eat something they like when we get home.
I can't believe that the guy didn't even finish his meal before dashing off to Macca's. Was it a Happy Meal emergency? Stat, we need 10 cc's of nugs in bed 3. Nurse, get the fries.
I feel like maybe the son's emergency was a convenient excuse for OP to dodge the restrictive diet meal and scarf down his own value meal while he was grabbing food for the kid.
Everyone sucks here for real. Crackers and yogurt would have made that kid happy, no problem. Would have been a better choice than McDonald's, for sure. But you're right on the point. Everyone sucks here. An unfamiliar place, with unfamiliar people, is 100% not the place to start trying to get someone to eat something new that they're uncomfortable with.
You're the a-hole. In the middle of eating, you left? He had some bites and could have waited 30 minutes for you and wife to finish the meal.
Let's be honest. OP ducked out in the middle of the meal because he didn't like it and wanted McDonald's for himself.
Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe to help support the channel.